Alright, so here we have hot off the presses. Tuesday, August 23rd, 2011. Obama at 39%, Ron Paul 38%. The president and the Maverick are running almost dead even in a hypothetical 2012 election day matchup. Texas Republican Congressman Ron Paul earns 38% of the vote to President Obama's 39%, and the latest Rasmussen reports national telephone survey of likely voters. 14% like a different candidate, and 8% remain unsure. Just a month ago, Obama posted a 41 to 37% lead over Paul, who ran second to Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann in the recent high profile Ames straw poll in Iowa. Paul, who's long run afoul of the GOP establishment with his libertarian policy prescriptions, picks up 61% of the Republican vote, while 78% of Democrats fall in behind the president. Voters not affiliated with either of the major political parties prefer the longtime congressman by 10 points, 43 to 33%. Paul still has a long haul among voters in his own party. He ran fourth last week in Rasmussen Report's most recent survey of likely Republican primary voters with 9% fail. Texas Governor Rick Perry, the new face in the race for the blah 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 blah. Now here's another problem. In that same survey, 43% of likely primary voters, GOP primary voters, expressed a favorable opinion of Paul, while actually a little bit more, 45%, registered an unfavorable view of him. So, to me, that kind of shows the reason why I think Ron he's going to have to run as an independent, unless something happens, unless there's some sort of event. I just don't see how he can. I mean, I guess he could get the nomination by the fact that other people start nudging each other out. In other words, he's not really competing for the same votes. He's almost kind of fighting for. He has to change people's minds, and that's going to be difficult to do because they're in that whole partisan hackery game, which you would think Libya might change the whole foreign policy dynamic, but I guess not. So, anyways, it's overall it's good news to see that he's doing so well on a national level. That makes him a better candidate. See, that's the funny thing. They claim that he's not electable. However, when you look at this here, let me show you what I'm going to get at here. Where is it? Here it is. Obama leads Sarah Palin 50 to 33% among likely voters. Okay, so that's fail. That's potentially unelectable. And even now, you still don't know if that's unelectable because she hasn't run. She hasn't thrown her hat in the ring. I don't know why she would at this point. She needs to just stay on Twitter. But if she did make an announcement to run, that's not going to hurt Ron. In fact, it's going to help him. It's going to siphon off votes from maybe Bachmann, Perry, a little bit here and there. It's going to water it down so then someone like Ron Paul, whose support ain't going anywhere, who knows? It could be interesting. So I'm to the point now, maybe we're better off if we get as many people in the race as possible, at least at this point. And it could benefit Ron. And, Rush Limbaugh made the claim, and it's kind of an interesting one, when he said that Ron Paul is going to destroy this party. That's sort of an interesting thought. I'm not quite sure how he would destroy the party. I know how because he might convince people that he's right. And so that's kind of sad. But, we'll see what happens. All across the board here, though, that's fairly good news. His biggest problem is the GOP, and yet he's trying to run to get the GOP nomination. I mean, well, I guess you could say the Democrats are obviously not going to support him. But I think a lot of it's just because a lot of Democrats don't even give him the time of day. If they started listening to him, they would have some serious qualms about voting for Obama over Ron because he's good on civil liberties and foreign policy in a way that Obama can't touch him. So, can't touch this. See ya.